Hey, it's Mr. J, and this is part 3 of my Lego Mega Yacht build series. In this video, we're going to go over 3 main things. The first one being all the parts that I've acquired so far, as well as the instructions I've started working on. Number 2 is going to be several changes that I've made to the ship. I'll go over those in detail. And number 3, I've made a bunch of digital renders of the ship so you can get a good idea of what it's going to look like once it's finished, and we'll take a look at all those. But before we get to that, I think we're going to start with the parts and instructions first, so let's switch to the mobile cam. Okay, so we have now switched over to the mobile cam. Here's my desk that you just saw me at. We're actually gonna go take a look over here to this area, specifically those bags on the ground right here. So these bags are all Lego parts. And if you can believe it, this is actually only about half of the ship. Essentially right here is about 24,000 parts of Lego, and it makes up only the first half of the ship. So this right here is part 1 of the bow. It's a little over 3,000 parts. This is part 2 of the bow. I think this one's about 2,500 parts. This one right here is part 3. I want to say that one's around 2,000. And this is part 4 of the bow section. And that would be around 1,800 parts, give or take. These 4 right here make up the first section of the ship, which is the full bow. And it's broken up into 4 sections. Then right here we have the whole stern section, and I'll show it on screen so you guys can see. But the stern section is broken up into 5 different parts. So obviously this right here is part 1. It's about 3,300 parts. Here's part 2. I think this one's around 2,500. Part 3 is similar. I think it's about 2,500. It looks like less, but smaller pieces. And then this is part 4. I think this one is around 2,700. And then lastly, we have part 5 here. And I think that one is just under 2,000. Again, these numbers aren't 100%. I don't have the exact numbers memorized, but altogether, this makes up close to 24,000 parts. And yeah, that's only the first half of the ship. I've spent about a month and a half going through my own collection, which I'll show you. So here's my parts. You can see I still got lots of these, but like I'm running out of brackets. I'm running out of stuff. I'm just dwindling through all my supplies. You know, it still looks like I have a lot, but the problem is I need a lot of these different parts in specific colors, which I don't have anymore. I've already used a bunch of my tiles, a bunch of my plates, so the second half of the ship's going to be a little bit more expensive. I would say I was able to get about half of the parts for this boat from my own collection. The other half I had to order. Pretty sure for the second part of the ship, I'm probably going to be ordering about 75% of it. So I'm going to spend about the next month and a half working on that and trying to get the rest of the parts for deck 2, deck 3, and deck 4. So yeah, that is all the parts for deck 1. It's everything I've acquired so far. It's been quite the tedious process, but I like to think, hey, we're over halfway, so we're getting there, you know, day by day, step by step. And I do have to say, while we're over here, look at those sweet guitars. Yeah, those are my babies right there, and they look good. Yeah. Sorry about that. I got distracted because I love those things. That one's pretty nice too. Can't forget that one. And there's Tempest War, the board game that we're working on. Yeah, sweet. All right, sorry, I got sidetracked. Back to the parts. Actually, no, we're gonna move on here. We're gonna switch it up here because I kind of covered all the parts. We're gonna go back to here, and you can see me walking in there. And hey, how you doing? Let's switch. Okay, yeah, it's me again. So now that we're back at the desk, we're gonna take a look at what I've done for instructions so far. So just to show you how far I've gotten instructions, I'm gonna open up this and show you the list. So all these files right here are the instructions that I've currently made. I have basically up to halfway through deck 2. So this 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, that's all for the bow section of deck 1. 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, that's all for the stern section of deck 1. And these all line up with the bags we were just looking at. So each set of instructions lines up with their own set of bags so I can stay organized and whatnot. So I did want to show you the actual instructions too, so we'll take a look here. So this is basically the first section of the bow, so part 1 of the bow. First up, you'll see I have some disclaimers here. I have to start throwing these in to my instructions now, I've realized, because people are starting to steal my designs and sell them on AliExpress and other websites. So I'm hoping these disclaimers will scare some people. And then obviously we have a little shot of what this part is. So here's part 1.1, Super Yacht, Deck 1, Bow, part 1. And then yeah, here's what the instructions look like. This is what takes so much time. This is why it's taking a lot of time to create these videos, because I'm spending the bulk of my time basically organizing parts, sorting parts, ordering parts, and then making the instructions. And as mentioned, this ship has 46,000 parts, and this is just section 1. I mean, look at all this. Look at the amount of pages. It's massive. So this is just section 1. Section 1 alone has 502 steps, and that's literally only 3,400 parts of the 46,000. So this huge instruction booklet is just one tiny part of the whole yacht. So yeah, that being said, it is taking quite a while. I don't want you guys thinking I'm not working. I am. It's just there's a lot that goes into it. You gotta organize all the parts. You gotta see what you already have in your inventory. You gotta order what you don't have. You gotta sort through what you order. There's always parts missing. That's no discredit to the Bricklink people. They do a fantastic job, all the stores, but there's always minor errors. You know, you find parts missing and then you got to reorder, and then you got to compare that with what you have. Then you're making the instructions. And I can say this much. This mega boat is probably the last, I'm probably jinxing myself here. It might be the last super mega project I do, because it has been quite an undertaking. Anyways, this is part 2. So this would be the second part of the bow. And yeah, you can see, I'll switch back to this camera here. You can see, you know, just all the different steps and everything. This one here, it goes up to 1,048, so it keeps working on top of the first set of instructions. So that's like another 530 steps or something like that. And now we're at like the 6,000 piece mark, and there's still 40,000 more to go. So that's where we are with the parts and the instructions. I would say we're about halfway, so we're getting there. Probably another month to, let's be real, it's probably gonna be 2 months. 2 more months of instructions, ordering parts, organizing stuff, and then hopefully we can build. Maybe a month and a half, we'll find out. That being said, let's check out something else. Let's check out the changes that we've made to the yacht. Okay, so as usual, I will go deck by deck. I'll just hide the hard top here, and we'll take a look at deck 4. As far as deck 4 goes, nothing really has changed on the interior. I've only done one small minor change, and that's in the exterior, and that's these lights right here. So this little red light right here on the port side and this green light on the starboard side, those are the navigation lights. They were originally up here. I didn't really like the way those looked, and someone else also pointed out that these lights should not be visible from the stern, only the sides. So I basically just moved them down to this deck here and put them closer up to the front. And I actually think they look a little bit sleeker this way. Let me know your thoughts on those, because I like the way they turned out. That's pretty much it for deck 4 though. There isn't anything else major on this deck that I've changed. So let's hide these and take a look at deck 3. So again, this one, nothing crazy. Everything's pretty much still the same. The one thing I did change though is, you'll notice right here, this grand piano. This piano was originally on deck 2, and there was a pool table here originally. I switched those. Basically, I swapped them. So now the pool table's moved to deck 2, and the piano's been moved up here to deck 3. This was actually a suggestion by one of the commenters on my last video. They made a good point that people walking in this entrance here might like kind of like a grand foyer area with a nice big piano. So looks a little bit nicer. I threw a guitar there as well, so you know, it could be a little jam space sort of thing. And as far as the rest of deck 3, there isn't really any other changes. So let's take a look at deck 2. Okay, here we are on deck 2. This whole area right here, this big block, nothing has changed there. Where the changes happen are pretty much all in this section right here. Let me hide this. So the VIP cabin is still the same. Where we get into some changes is this section right here. So this room right here actually used to be an office, and I changed it to more storage. I did a little bit of research, and also some commenters mentioned that a ship of this size would have more storage than what I originally put in here. And the office was kind of a little bit redundant. You know, there's computers and stuff in a lot of the staterooms, especially in the master cabin. So I figured this could be changed into storage. So that's what I've done. Another change I made was over here in the exercise room, or I guess the gym you could call it. I turned this treadmill around. The treadmill is originally facing the other way, And a commenter pointed out, like, wouldn't it make more sense to have the treadmill facing the TV, which was a very good point. So that's what I've done. This treadmill is now facing the TV. In this room, I've done a couple more changes, nothing major. I changed the color of these couches to red instead of blue. This matches the couch over on this side now. Just, you know, for consistency, it's really the only big change I've done in this room. And then as mentioned in this room, this couch is also red. I can't remember if it was red before, but the biggest change would be the pool table now. As mentioned before, this was originally on deck 3. I've now moved it on to deck 2 here with the pool cue. So this whole deck essentially now is all entertainment. You know, you got big TV room and you have pool area, a little game area, I guess you could say, the gym. Someone did mention maybe turning this into like a big theater room with row seating. I did think about doing that, but I just like this a little bit more myself. I know it might not be super realistic. Big yacht owner would probably have a full, you know, movie room, but I just like the more cozy look of a couple couches and a big TV, so that's what I went with. And then one more change I did to this deck is I added these wing stations right here on either side of the ship. So basically it's just a little control panel, gives an area where a crew member or the captain could look over the side. It's supposed to help them with docking and everything. And I've added it to both sides. So I've unhid everything so you can see the wing stations right here and how it looks. You'll see they blend in pretty well. And they're nice and subtle, but they're still there. It's more realistic this way to have them. Most yachts these days have wing stations, so I added those in. I originally did play around with having this kind of bulge out a little bit, but I just did not like the way it looked. It kind of ruined the sleekness. So this is what I've come up with. This is the compromise I've made. Basically, it's a really small, subtle wing station that's kind of hidden into the siding of the ship, and I just think it looks good. And technically it's there, so it's more realistic, more accurate. Yeah, so that's it for deck 2. Let's take a look at deck 1. Okay, here we are on deck 1. I'm happy to say that, again, not much has changed here. All this is pretty much the same. The only big change I did, and I realized it when I was actually doing my last video, was that the crew mess didn't have a fridge. It had all this stuff, you know, you had your stove, a little dishwasher and compactor or whatever that would be, sink, but there's no fridge. So what I've done is I've added this big fridge right here. It's kind of built into the wall a little bit. The door does open. I didn't have space to actually put stuff in there, but it technically does work, and it kind of makes that space more complete now because they actually have a fridge. So yeah, that's it for deck 1, to be honest with you. No more changes other than that. So yeah, like I said, those are very minor changes, nothing crazy. I did want to let you know, I wanted to keep you updated on all the stuff I've been doing. With that being said though, I am happy to also say I have a bunch of digital renders of this ship that we're going to take a look at right now. So this is going to give you an idea of what it's actually going to realistically look like once I have it built. If there's no issues, we'll find out once I build it. But yeah, let's take a look at those right now. All right, so here's the first digital render. As you can see, it's a shot of the yacht in all of its glory. Pretty cool shot. You can see all the different features that the ship has to offer. This next shot here is very similar. It's just from the opposite angle on the other side of the ship. I really do like the sleek look. I really wanted to try and make it look smooth, and I think I accomplished that for the most part. I do like little features here too, like it's hard to see, but there's a subtle gray stripe that runs down the entire ship between the black section and the white section. I like for this gray section where the windows are, it's kind of a little bit indented against the hull. You know, I try to add lots of little features like that to make it unique. This right here is just a side profile shot. This really gives you an idea of the proportions of the ship, which I think I got pretty accurate. You know, you can see the stern section and the bow section, the keel fin, the propellers. And speaking of proportions, I really do like the length, width, and height ratio that I've accomplished with this. My first yacht was not accurate really by any means. This is much more accurate. You know, it's a length of basically 6:1 ratio, so 6 feet long, 1 foot wide. And then I think it's about maybe 14 or 15 inches tall. I'd have to double check that. You can see the flag on the back here. Here's another shot of the stern. You know, you can see the propellers, the rear bay door for the beach club. You got stairs going up to deck 2, then deck 3, then deck 4. You can see the radar tower there. Here's another shot. This one's from the bow. You can see the whole tip of the ship, or the nose tip, I should say. Again, I really like the proportions. The width to height ratio seems correct to me. It's not too skinny, it's not too tall. Pretty happy with that. You can really see the stabilizers on either side, how they stick out from the ship. And then here's another shot, you know, an overview shot, kind of looking from the stern. You can really see all the features like the hot tub on deck 2, you know, the big dining table on deck 3, some deck chairs on deck 4. And one thing too, if you look real close here, it's a little blurry, but right here you can see the exhaust vents for this ship. They're really subtle. I did that on purpose. I didn't want them to stick out and look ridiculous. So there's lots of little features like that all over the entire yacht. Lots of little details, lots of little greebling. Try to keep it sleek, but still be detailed. I think next up will be interior shots. All right, so here's the floor plan for deck 1. As you can see, we got laundry, we got passenger cabins, tender garage. This whole area is crew. Then we have the engine room, and then here's the beach club. So I'll zoom all the way back out and we'll look at a couple close-up shots here. So here's the engine room. You know, you can see the 2 big engines either side. They're both 12-cylinder engines. You can see the little workbench area back there. A couple mechanical parts all around. Here's another shot right here. You can see the control room. There's the water maker. A couple generators here. Really like the details in the engine room. Here's another shot of the beach club. You know, you got your big pool. Here's the hot tub. Some benches, we got a bar. There's entrance to the workshop / engine room. And on this other side here, you can see a little sit down area, you know, recreational area. This big bay door right here at the rear of the beach club, it does open up, so you have full access to the outdoors as well. All right, moving a little bit forward, we have some crew areas. So here's some of the crew cabins. You know, we got 4 beds in this one, 2 in this one, 4 in that one. We got a couple dressers. Here's another angle here. Each crew cabin does have their own computer. You know, they got a couple guitars and stuff. Moving up a little bit more forward, we have the 2 crew bathrooms. They both have toilet, sink, and shower. Another crew cabin here with 4 more beds. And then this right here is the crew mess, which we do have another angle of. So we got, you know, some storage, sink, stove, all the essentials, big fridge like I talked about before. And then this doorway does lead into a hallway here. Here's the tender garage. It's got all the essentials, of course. We got some surfboards. We got a little stun gun or whatever in case a stingray wants to attack you. We got some fishing rods, some jet skis, this cool little tender boat, and of course a couple oars, even though there's no canoes on this ship. But you know, it's a boat, so why not have some oars? Here's that hallway I was talking about earlier. So there's the crew mess, and then this stairway here leads down from deck 2 into this hallway. This hallway grants access to the 2 guest cabins on either side. Pretty standard stuff, you know, they got their beds, they got their bathrooms with shower, sink, and toilet. At the end of the hallway, we have laundry. So pretty standard, you know, you got storage, and we have some washers and some dryers. And this is a little bit closer look at the anchor room. Again, the chains aren't in here because I couldn't add them in the program, but there will be chains attached to the anchors that also attach to these little posts, and you'll be able to reel the anchors in, hopefully, if all works out. One thing I did want to point out here, if I go back, some people might say it in the comments that, oh man, there's, you know, this is all crew area right here, and then there's this guest cabin area, and then the laundry. Yes, technically in most scenarios, laundry would be right by the crew area. There wouldn't be a guest area in between. Just for spacing and whatnot, this is how I had to do it. I'm okay with it. To me, the crew area is right here, and there's just this one hallway between the crew area and the laundry. So I can live with that. I know it's not 100% accurate, but I'm going to go with that. I do like the idea of this being utility space here at the bow of the ship. Okay, so let's take a look at deck 2 now. So I'll just get back through these. Here's deck 2. So here we have the VIP cabin. This is storage, as mentioned. This is the gym. Right here we have the entertainment space, you know, the big TV room, little pool table there with some couches. Here's a bathroom. We got the stairwell up to deck 3. This right here would be the freezer. This right here is the stairs that lead from the kitchen area down into the crew. Then we have the main galley, we have dining, and then of course the rear entertainment salon, which sounds kind of dirty when you think about it. So let's take a look at a couple close-ups. So right here, here's a good shot of the VIP cabin. They got a nice big cabin with their own sitting room. They got a computer, bed, and then on the other side, they have their bathroom, complete with a big tub / shower, sink, and then in here is a toilet with a door, its own doorway. That way the smells can be trapped inside. Over here we have the storage as mentioned before, and then on the other side is the gym. There's the treadmill, a little bench press, and you got a couple dumbbells, TV, mat, you know, the works. So let's take a look at the next picture. Here's a shot of the main entertainment space. This is from essentially the port side looking in. We have, you know, a couch. Of course, they're making some bets with some money. And we got a pool table. Here's the entertainment TV space. Right here is supposed to be another bathroom, so this would be like guest bathroom. Right here, it's a little hard to see, but this would be the stairwell leading down into the crew area. And right here's the walk-in freezer. So let's take a look at another angle. Here you can see the entertainment space a little bit more. Like here's some big couches. There's a bookcase or, you know, movie case if they use DVDs. Kind of got another shot of the gym from here. You can see the pool table and this stairwell right here. That's that main one I was talking about earlier that leads into that big hallway where the 2 guest cabins are on deck 1. And then here's a little bit better shot of that stairwell that the crew would use. All right, moving on, we have the next section of deck 2. Right here we can see a good shot of the galley, which I'm really happy with the galley. I like the sleek look, I like the black tile look. The gray is supposed to kind of represent stainless steel. Right there you got, you know, the dining table, master dining table. They got a fireplace right here. Here's another shot of the galley. I really like the island with the little details. They must be making like hamburgers or something, or spaghetti, I don't know. Here's the main entertainment salon at the stern. I'll give you a better shot from here. So here's looking from the starboard side in. There's another shot of the galley. Here's their big sink, you know, their microwave and stuff. And another shot of the island. You know, I just noticed the color of this microwave is white. I might have to change that to be gray, just to match the rest of the stuff, but I'll figure that out later. So here's another shot of the entertainment salon. You know, they do have an access door here to the galley. They got 2 big couches and, you know, TV. I guess this is where they would do their dance parties and stuff, you know? Then we got a little table back here on the outdoor section. So that's it for deck 2. Now we're looking at deck 3. So again, I'll start here. Here's the floor plan for deck 3. I'll start at the bridge. So right here we have the bridge, and then moving aft we have the big hallway here. This room right here would be the captain's quarters. He's got his own little bedroom, his own bathroom. Right here's the server room. Then we have more storage. Here's the stairwell. As mentioned before, this is the big, you know, foyer section with a piano. Here's a day head. And then right here you have 2 guest cabins. They're both mirrored, so they're both the same. They got bedrooms, dressers, storage, and of course their own bathroom. Again, let's take a look at a couple close-ups. So here's a close-up of the bridge. Really happy with the bridge. I love how it turned out. I like how the control panels are kind of angled. I think it looks nice and sleek. And if you can't tell by how many times I've said it, I really want the ship to look sleek and smooth and, you know, just kind of aerodynamic, I guess. I don't know. Just going for that kind of sleek modern look, you know. Wonder how many times I've said sleek in this video. Here's another shot of the bridge, more control panels. We got the big owner's couch right here so he can keep his eye on the captain, make sure he's going, you know, not gonna hit a couple rocks or icebergs or anything like that. Moving along right here, you can see another shot of the captain's quarters. Here's his bathroom, you know, pretty small, modest quarters, but you know, he's right by the bridge, so that's what matters. Right here you can see the server room. You know, they got 2 big servers. On the other side, you can see some computers. You can see also here a little bit of the storage area. Okay, so here's a shot from the other side. Right here, you can see the computers. And then over here, there's a, you know, a better shot of the storage over here for deck 3. Right here's that foyer I was talking about. There's the big grand piano, guitar on the wall, some storage, some nice decorative stuff on the wall. You know, just a nice entrance. And right here is a guest cabin. Of course, we got the bed. Here's the bathroom with a shower, walk-in shower. They got their own computer. And then here's just another shot of the guest cabin from the other angle. You just get a little bit better view here to see the storage and the computer and stuff. And lastly, I want to show a nice shot of this big outdoor table. I really like the way this looked. I hope it turns out looking this good in real life. You got 14 seats here, so this is the main dining table for outdoor activities. Got some storage in the back. Of course, some more money. A couple glasses and, you know, big bottle of wine. Let's move on to deck 4. So this is the very top deck of the ship. This would be the master's cabin or the master's deck, essentially. Of course, you have, you know, the master bedroom. This would be the master bathroom, complete with a huge tub, vanity sink, walk-in shower, little toilet area, and then they have their walk-in closet. And then right here, when you come up the stairs, that's the entrance to the master cabin. This little hallway here leads to another small entertainment space with just a TV and a couch. And they also have a bathroom as well. Let's take a look at some close-ups. So here's another shot of the master area, essentially. Here's their big bedroom. They got one of those nice comfy seats. Big, huge bed, of course, and a big, massive bathroom, because why not? They are the owners of the yacht. They deserve a big bathroom. They can afford it. Here's another shot. You can really see the tub. I tried to make the tub massive, which I think I succeeded. You could probably fit like 6 Lego minifigs in there. Here's a shot of the vanity. There's walk-in shower. There's the walk-in closet. Here's another shot of those stairs that come up from deck 3. Here's the bathroom, and then here's that entertainment space I was talking about. Here's another shot from a different angle. You can really see the vanity sink in the master bathroom and the walk-in shower pretty well here. Actually, here's a really good shot of the walk-in closet too. You know, they got lots of storage. They got clothes hanging up, and kind of hard to see, but down here you can see on the outdoor section, there's like a bar back here with a fridge and everything. And more money, of course. Lots of money being thrown around this boat. I imagine, you know, most yacht owners are extremely rich. And here's another overall shot from the opposite angle. You can really see in the master bedroom. They got storage right here, a big TV. They got their own computer. This is why I got rid of the office on deck 2. Yeah, I got rid of the office on deck 2 because I figured, why wouldn't you just have a computer? Why wouldn't they just have a computer in their bedroom? So, yep, and then here's another shot of that bar and the entertainment space. And that's pretty much it for all the renders of this boat. But there is one more thing I wanted to show you before we finish this video. And that's this shot right here. This is a shot of all of my boats that I currently have in existence. Not all the color variants, but these are all the models that I've designed so far. Each one of these 4 has 2 different color variants, a dark and a white version. These have all been built in real life. So this ship's been built, this one's been built, this one's been built, and this one's been built. That was my first mega yacht. And then here is this new mega yacht, which we're currently talking about. I wanted to show you the size comparison between that one and my smallest one, and just so you can see how we've slowly evolved over time. And I just think this one's going to be a lot more accurate, a lot better than my first one, my first mega yacht, I should say. And yeah, I just want to show you guys all the ships that I've designed so far. There's probably going to be more in the future. Let me know which one your favorite one is, if you have one, and yeah. So that pretty much wraps up all the renders that I have right now. If you want to see any more specific shots, let me know. I do want to say that we are getting pretty close to building this thing. We're about a little over halfway in terms of the parts that I've acquired. We're over halfway in the instructions now, so we're getting there day by day. I estimate probably another month to maybe 2 months of getting more parts and making the instructions, but hopefully by then we can start actually building this thing. I don't think I'm gonna do any more update videos until I actually start building it, because there's not really any point. I don't want to get redundant, just keep repeating myself, saying the same thing. So I'm gonna hold off on making any more updated content until I actually start building this thing, which let's hope is gonna be in a month or so. With that being said, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you checking out the video. I'm Mr. J. You have a good day. Peace.